Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash, and I'm going to be joined by Jason Radowitz for the last time of KBO and NPB. That's your Japanese and South Korean baseball. I think it was Ron Cook or Roy Cook or Rob Cook yesterday. Whatever Cook it was, don't be predicting rain when we've only got 2 shows to go. And now we've only got 1 show, but listen, before that, this is our last show. So if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, ring the bell, and we will notify you, and you'll never miss any content again. And with the MLB, it's tomorrow. MLB tomorrow. 1 more sleep, like Christmas Eve. Tomorrow's Christmas for all you baseball lovers, and we don't get higher than the MLB. And also, if you press the link in the description, that will take you over to Jay's article. And then tomorrow, we'll be seeing the likes of the Yankees, the Astros, and the Dodgers. Like the way I said Yankees there, you're not going to see me for the next 4 or 5 months, but the Yankees are mine. I'm not going away from the favourites, and that's the end of it. Okay, Jay. Rain yesterday. Are we having rain again today? Are we going to go out on an absolute banger?
Yeah, it looks like it might potentially rain all the games tomorrow. So
all of them?
Who knows at this point?
Okay, thank you for watching KBO and NPB. There's going to be no games tomorrow, so good luck with the MLB, and I'll see you later.
Yeah, the funny thing is, basically, a lot of these games have the same matchups that we already talked about in the last show. So we're just going to kind of go over what we went over yesterday and just hope that we get the games.
There was 1 game in the KBO, though, and it was it under 3.5?
I don't know what happened in that game, but yeah, somehow Kia won 2-1. And, you know, if you're going to bet on that game, the only possible outcome that you could ever think of for this game would be, yeah, number 1, but we had 2 guys that were kind of poor pitchers. So you would think that maybe Kia minus 1.5 would be the play for that game. Just went 2-1, wouldn't have hit anyway. So glad I stayed clear from that game out of all the KBO games, because that was a little interesting. But yeah, that's how KBO goes.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat have always said they've made so much money on fading the Eagles, which is obviously the Hanwha Eagles, and also going under their team totals. Well, obviously they got 1 yesterday, so unless their team total was 0.5 and you went under, you are going to be a winner, because obviously they only got 1 run. Yeah, Rob Cook's like that. He thinks he's funny, doesn't he? Because he said, I told you there'd be rain. What are you, a weatherman, Rob? Listen, tell me that there's going to be no rain, because I want to go out with a parlay. I want bankers. I want winners for all of you as a reward, because you're our second guest. And the big thing is that we haven't got a show without you. I don't want to be listening to Jay. When Jay's talking, I'm like reading all your messages and tips and leans and bad beats and things like that. Now, let's crack straight on. Twins and the Wiz, Jay.
Yeah, so this is the one game where the Twins actually changed their pitcher. Instead of Lee Min-ho on the mound, it's going to be Lim Chen-Gayu on the mound for the LG Twins, going up against William Cuevas, who was already scheduled to go for the Wiz. I'm going to go right back and do the same bet that I did yesterday as an official play. It will be under 5.5 in the first 5 innings. And I'd even lean towards the LG Twins at plus 130. It was an official play for me yesterday for the LG Twins, but probably going to stay clear from that this time around with Minho not on the mound. But I still do like under in the first 5 at 5.5. And it'll be an interesting one. Like we always talk about how the LG Twins always seem to come back after a bad performance. They always have a bounce-back game. It would have been nice if that bounce-back game was this morning, but I'm hoping it just carries over to this one.
Yeah, I think everyone in the it's like copy and paste from yesterday. So we're going to go under for the first 5, and the market is at 5.5. I thought it was yesterday we said 4.5, and then it rose, and we actually got the 5.5 as well. All right, what about the Heroes and the Bears? Are my Bears going to say, see you later, Flash, thanks for the job you've done, and here's a win?
Yeah, another game. We have 1 pitcher still going, Park Chi-guk on the mound for Doosan, and then Lee Seung-ho for Klwoom. I would lean with Klwoom here at plus 114. Also look at under 10.5. Lee Seung-ho has looked really poor in his last starts. There's no debating that. He's looked really bad. But Seung-ho, he pitched against Doosan earlier this season when 6 innings allowed just 1 run, struck out 5 and walked none. When you go to Giants Mill Baseball Stadium, things just are different. You know, it's a pitcher's ballpark. I think he'll perform pretty well in this ballpark. Again, he's had 13 starts this season, but Park Ji-guk has had 0. So, yeah, I like Klwoom here, but it's a lean for me.
Okay, just to let you know that there's under 6 available at Bovada. Now, this is the biggest thing I want to leave you with. You're going into the MLB. There's so much competition for your business. So go over to sportsbookreview.com. You've got like 10 different books on there. Sign up with them because you are going to need the variety of prices. They want your money. So listen, let me just tell you that. Twins in the Wiz at 5.5 in the first 5. But with Bovada at minus 125, it is under 6. A 6 is a push. So you must shop around, please. It's the one bit of advice I will give you as I leave you in the capable hands of Donny and Jay for the MLB season. Also, Quincy says to me that he got his fingers bit by the dog again. What did we say yesterday? Don't keep putting your finger in the dog's mouth because you'll end up like that. That's no good to no one. How are you going to write your letters? Okay, move on. Tigers and the Eagles.
Yeah, this one's a fun one, though, because we have 2 import pitchers. We have one import pitcher that's been incredible, Aaron Brooks for Kia, and then Chad Bell for Hanwha, who's been absolutely awful. So I'm kind of impressed. It's just minus 1.5 for Kia at minus 140. And I think that's an absolute steal for the Kia Tigers versus the Hanwha Eagles with Chad Bell on the mound, who is 0-6 with a 7.96 ERA, coming off of an injury where he hasn't gone since July 5th. Going up against Aaron Brooks, who's been one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the KBO. So I'm all in official play, Kia Tigers minus 1.5 at minus 140. And that is also my banker play for tomorrow. Let's hope that these games play because I love that matchup.
Yeah, and obviously team total Eagles under is always a way to go. I mean, you do it 10 times, 8 out of 10, you're going to be well in the, is it black or red? I would say black, isn't it, if you're winning? Quincy says, tell that to the Suffolks. Oh, you was on the Hawks. Okay, no worries. The Lions and the Dinos. We know the Lions. Will the Lions do us a favour, or are we just going to go with top of the table, Dinos, Jay?
Yeah, this is the same matchup as this morning. So it's Ruzinski versus Juan Tayin. Talked about this game yesterday. I love the pitching matchup. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game at the beginning. So I'm back on under 5. I got under 5.5 yesterday. Now it's sitting at 5. Hopefully it goes back to 5.5 so I can take the under 5.5. But right now, under 5 in the first 5 at minus 127. So it looks like the odds makers kind of figured out our scheme a little bit there. But, I'd also lean towards Dinos at minus 1.5 in this matchup as well.
Okay, so maybe the Dinos at minus 1.5 as well. So come on, Lions. When we say do us a favour, we don't need you to win. We just need you not to turn up, miss every ball, and then throw absolute buffet. Okay, Giants and the Wyverns. That concludes the KBO for the very last time.
Yeah, this is the same matchup again that we had this morning. I always talk about how Lee Jian-wook, he's a guy that I always faded beginning of the season, didn't respect him, didn't think he'd be any good. And now he's got a 3.08 ERA and a 4.38 FIP. He's 4-2 for the SK Wyverns, which is really hard to do, have a winning record with the SK Wyverns. So, yeah, Jian-wook has been really good, really great at home as well. So I'm all over Jian-wook, SK minus 140. It's an official play for me. Going up against Jangwon Sam of Latte, an 8.38 ERA and a 6.47 FIP. Won Sam has been atrocious throughout his entire season so far in all of the starts, and the Giants are also 12-22 on the road this season. So, again, SK Wyverns minus 140 an official play. Okay,
minus 140 is your official play. Well, listen, copy and paste, please, and give me your official plays right the way down the KBO board. No rain. We want winners.
Yeah, so we got 4 plays in the KBO. I'm going more towards the KBO instead of worrying about the NPB.
Oh, really?
I'd rather win you guys some money right here. So, yeah, we're going to go with the Kia Tigers at minus 1.5, minus 140. We'll look at under 5.5 in the first 5 for the LG Twins and the KT Wiz. We'll look at SK at minus 140, and also the Samsung Lions and Dinos under 5 in the first 5. Hopefully I get 5.5, but under 5 for now at the first 5 at minus 127.
Okay, there's a few of them on there saying, I'm really going to miss being friends, and that's Gary Ludwig. We're always going to be friends just because you don't see me. Do you know what I mean? I'm still going to be there in the wings cheering on Donny and Jay because SBR, we're a family. It's a team game. You get rid of me, you get an upgrade, you get Donny. So, listen, it's always going to be a winner. NPB now. This has been tough. Pacific Division, game 3 of 6. We're halfway through the series, and we're going to go with the Eagles and the Buffaloes. And the Buffaloes won again. What is going on? The Rakuten Eagles are the best side, meant to be. The Buffaloes are probably one of the worst sides, and the Buffaloes take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, the Eagles are up 5-0 or 6-0.
It's no good if you don't win, though, Jay.
The Buffaloes just score 6 runs in the 9th and win the game, and then score double digits again. So it's been incredible what the Buffaloes have done. But of course, I would side with the Rakuten Eagles here. They are minus 217, so maybe the team total is a better option here. Maybe at 4.5. Don't take it at 5.5, but if it's at 4.5, yeah, I'd recommend Rakuten Eagles at 4.5. I don't trust the Buffaloes offense, of course, even though they've scored multiple runs in the last 2 games. Yeah, I would lean towards Rakuten with Hayoto Yuge on the mound for the Rakuten Eagles. He's 2-1 on the season in 4 games with a 2.91 ERA. So he's been really good with a 1.25 WHIP. So yeah, I would definitely side with the Rakuten Eagles here. But of course, we have no idea what to expect anymore, and that's why most of these games are just leans at this point.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Listen, these dogs have proper teeth. I mean, obviously we had the Hawks yesterday biting. And the Giants got beat, and we'll talk about that a little bit later because they're probably the best side in the whole of the NPB, whether it be Pacific or the Central Division. Now, the Hawks and the Fighters, the Hawks, they owe some of the boys in the chat. Are we going to go with them again, Jay?
We're going to lean towards the Nippon Fighters here. Ooh. Of course, the Hawks won 3-2 this morning, but yeah, it wasn't a really great outing for the Hawks, especially in the first 5 innings. Yeah, if you guys hear an official play on here, and then go to my Twitter later in the night. Sometimes I second guess myself, so I don't take different games that I say is official at the beginning. So make sure to check my Twitter at around 9:15 Eastern time, so you can see if I'm actually going to take these plays. I second guess myself a lot because again, we do this show at 1:30 Eastern time. A lot of times I second guess myself. A lot of times to see different line moves and different changes. So again, look at my Twitter account to make sure that I'm on a game if you want to tell exactly what I'm doing. But yeah, on this game, the Nippon Fighters, I would go with as a lean at plus 117. Drew Verhagen on the mound for the Nippon Fighters. And with Verhagen, I just expect more out of him. So far, he's 1-1 with a 4.57 ERA in 4 games started this season. He hasn't been great, but he hasn't been bad either. 7.5 strikeouts per 9 innings, 2.5 walks per 9 innings. So again, he hasn't been terrible, hasn't lost his command. He's allowing hard hit balls, and his whip is a little bit high due to all the hits that he's been allowing. I'm just expecting more out of him. And I think this outing could be the one where he does perform a little bit better. Going up against Chunichi Kasaya of the SoftBank Hawks, who has a 7.04 ERA in 5 games started this season. So he's actually allowed 8.22 runs per 9 innings this season. Yeah, so I would totally go with the Nippon Fighters here. But again, what do I know at this point? This is just a lean for me.
Okay, 43 watching, 18 thumbs up. Any chance? Little thumbs up for Jay to say ciao, arrivederci. Lions and the Marines, that will finish the Pacific Division for the NPB, and it will be the back of the NPB in the Pacific Division for us, and there'll be a few smiles in the chat.
Yeah, I like the over in this matchup, but then I saw the over was 10. And that scared me off of it. And I said, there's no chance I'm going to take any double-digit number in the NPB because we've seen times where teams are supposed to score all these runs and then the game just 2-1. Like look at the Giants games, for example. The last 2 games they've put up eggs, and we expect them to score a ton of runs. So yeah, the over 10 really turned me off on this one. But Kyoto Yozo on the mound for the Cebu Lions has a 5.24 ERA, has a 1.47 WHIP, only striking out 4 batters per 9 innings and walking 3.2, allowed 25 hits in 22.1 innings. Yoza has a 5.20 ERA in 6 MPB games throughout his career, and he's allowing 10.7 hits per 9 innings, which is, of course, more hits than innings. So yeah, that's scary on my end. But Daiki Iwashita of the Marines, he's 3-0 this season with a 2.30 ERA. He looked solid to begin the season, but his career numbers would kind of tell you that he's going to regress at some point. So For me, I think the Marines at -101, they're small underdogs. I think the Marines with Iwashita, who's 3-0 in 3 games this season, on the mound, I like the Marines at -101, which is slight underdogs. But he's won every game he's pitched so far. I'd even look at over 10. But again, it's a high number for me, so I'm not putting anything on this one.
So we've got a pitcher who's 100% record and it's -101.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a blind man's bet.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to just keep going with him. He's doing something right, the boy. So, any official plays in the Pacific Division, or are they just your leans?
Yeah, there are no official plays in the Pacific Division.
Okay, what about the Central Division? It's game 3 of 3. Then we got the Tigers and the Carp.
Yeah, I do have an official play here, and this might be the only official play I have on this entire slate. But I'm going under 8 in this matchup between 2 young pitchers that have been performing really well this season. Shintaro Fujinami going for the Hanshin Tigers at home. Fujinami, this will be his first start in the NPB this season. He's actually 50-40 with a career ERA of 3.25. And so far this season, he has dominated the minors. Through 3 games, he's allowed no runs in 15 innings, 15 strikeouts, and 7 walks, just 5 hits. So he had a whip of 0.8, which we talked about whip yesterday. 0.8 whip is really good. 9 strikeouts per 9 innings, 4.2 walks per 9 innings. So that's the only kind of thing that he's really struggled a little bit with. But then Masato Morishita of the Hiroshima Carp, he's a rookie pitcher, 22 years old, 2.18 ERA in 3 starts this season, allowed 21 hits and 20.2 innings, which is a little concerning, but also 21 strikeouts and 7 walks with a whip of just 1.35, which isn't bad for the NPB, especially for a rookie pitcher like himself, who's only going to improve as he continues in the league and gets comfortable. Also striking out 9.1 batters per 9 innings, walking 3. So when you combine these 2 pitchers, they're combining for 18 strikeouts per 9 innings combined, which is really good for two young starters. So I like the under 8 in this one. I think that this will be a low-scoring game for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the best whip we've heard, isn't it? 0.8.
Yeah, but that's in the minor leagues, so of course you take it with a grain of salt. But even in the minor leagues, when you have 3 starts and you have a whip of 0.8, it's still very, very impressive.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I don't think we can go against it. Tigers against the Fish. Everyone's on there. Olivia Giroux, nice of you to turn up between training. Fade the Fish. Quincy Brown says, I'm wearing a glove from now on. Just don't put your hand anywhere near the dog's mouth. Go round the other end and have a little tickle. Okay, let's go with the Baystars and the Swallows, Jay.
Yeah, this was the one game that we had an official play on yesterday that I made official for me. The Swallows and the Baystars, we had the walking fade on the mound, and we hit the over. So we got that win. That was the only win for me, and the only game for me this morning, which was great because we ended up with up a unit in profit. So can't complain about that. 100%.
The rain was your friend, Jay. The rain was your friend.
Yeah, of course. I can't complain. So here we got Chunichi Onuki on the mound for the Baystars, and we have Keiji Takahashi on the mound for the Swallows. Takahashi has a 5.21 ERA through his entire career, and he averages 5 walks per 9 innings. He also strikes out 10 batters per 9 innings, which is really good. So right there, we know that he's been very erratic throughout his entire career. Through just 2 games started this season, he's striking out 12.7 batters per 9 innings, which is almost 2 batters per inning, which is incredible. Also walked 4.2 batters per 9 innings. But again, he's been solid, 3.38 ERA through his first 2 games this season for the Swallows. Onuki, 1-2 with a 4.15 ERA in 3 games started. Has a whip of 1.3, not too bad. Also has been pretty good, 6.2 strikeouts per 9 innings, 2.8 walks per 9 innings. But he's been hit with the long ball. He's averaging 2 home runs per 9 innings, which is very concerning if you're Onuki. So I'd side with the Swallows here at -103. It's a lean for me, but I think the Swallows, if they can get some power numbers in this one, I think they'll have the advantage here. I'd even look at over 9 in this matchup.
Okay, you're going to go over 9. V. Berry says, MPB has been break even That's like walking on water, V-Berry. And he said KBO's had more profit potential. Yeah, I mean, KBO's been our food and drink, but I mean, to be a break even in the NPB with the way it's gone so far, remember, we're only not even halfway through the season now. You are absolute God. Now, Dragons and the Giants. The Giants get beat today with a duck egg. They must bounce back. They're like the Dinos. They don't lose 2 in a row. They come back strong here. I don't want to hear you saying Dragons.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. Giants minus 189. Again, this is just a lean for me, though. It's also a lean on the over 7.5. Christopher Cristostamo on the mound for the Giants so far has a 3.8 ERA on the season. But he looked pretty good. 19 strikeouts, just 6 walks. Is allowing a decent amount of hits, almost 10 hits per 9 innings. But then on the other side, Yuichiro Okano, a rookie for the Dragons, got a 4.74 ERA, allowing 5.21 runs per 9 innings. Also has a whip of 1.53 and also allowing 10.4 hits per 9 innings. So Okano, he has great stuff as well. He's going to be good in this league. It's just right now, just a little bit of growing pains for the rookie. But we've seen him on the bigger stage. Like we talked about, he was in like the World Baseball Classic and those type of games for Japan. So we know he's quality, and he will be, in the future. But Cristostamo has a 2.97 NPB career ERA. And Okano, like I said, he's a rookie, just kind of getting his feet wet and not performing to the best of his ability just yet. So Giants at minus 189. I would look at minus 1.5, but again, who knows at this point? The Giants have been struggling offensively. So
yeah, listen, but the thing is, Jay, this is where you got to learn, and I can just I don't want to be condescending and that, but it's your last KBO show. Yeah. So whatever you say, it don't matter. I mean, you could say the Giants minus 4.5 if you wanted at plus 300. Do you know what I mean? It's like, just throw caution to the wind. It's the last show. Okay, I think the Giants win minus 1.5. I think that's where you're going to get the value, and over 7.5. I'm not so sure about the over 7.5, to be honest, because I don't know if both of these sides are going to produce. Give me your official plays, please, in the Central Division.
Yeah, we just got under 8 in the Hiroshima Carp and Hanshin Tigers game, which is around minus 115, minus 20, wherever you shop around. So, yeah, that's the only play in the NPB. After this, looks like I'm just going to kind of stick with the KBO. Might have I'm gonna check into the NPB here and there, see if I see anything, especially if our walking fade Gabriel Noah is on the mound. Of course, you can never not take that game, but yeah, for me, it's going to be more KBO than NPB moving forward. But yeah.
Okay, so let me just give people a little rundown of what's going to happen. Okay, so tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern Time, Donny will be hosting and Jay will be doing what he does, but it will be MLB based. Now, Jay, I want you to make me a promise. If you spot a nice banker, a certainty, don't let these people down. Make sure you slip it in there and they can go to the counter, okay? Because the money they use there, then they can use in the MLB. Now, listen, they're saying, why is this show ending? It's because at SBR, we cover nearly every sport around the world and there's not enough hours in a day. Now, listen, we had the CPBL, which is like down here. Then you go to the KBO and then you go to the NPB. So we've been building you up slowly, but the MLB, it's like up there. It is numero uno when it comes to baseball. So that's why Donny comes in. Donny's your expert. I'm going to sit here. I'm not going to bluff you. We only deal in experts. So Jay and Donny, they will take you over. But the one thing I must say to you is there's 10 books there at sportsbookreview.com. Make sure that you get the value. Don't be taking like the under 5.5 when you can take under 6 over there for the same money. Don't get robbed, because it's a tough enough game as it is. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell, and we will notify you on all content that we put out, and that could be baseball, NFL. We're going to hopefully have a college basketball. We're going to have college football. We've got all the soccer videos. We've got the UFC, and the list is endless. We're here for you. But obviously, you're there for us because you're the one that spurs us on. We love the interaction. We love the chat. I've got to know so many of you. But make sure you give Donny and Jay all of your support from tomorrow. It's 1:30 Eastern Time. And don't be rolling in late, Philly. This was the last show and you're rolling in late. We've been out all night. Jay, go well, my friend. I'll be watching you. And if I have to come on and give you a little pep talk, that'll be because you're not doing your job properly, all right?
Thank you, guys. I appreciate everyone that tuned in to watch the show. It was really fun. But thank you, Flash, for this experience. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you for this entire time.
Yeah,
So
I had no choice, Jay. I was told I had to do it. I didn't want to do it. I was told I had to do it. My boss said,
it was fun.
Flash.
You'll admit it.
No, listen, I've loved every minute of it, and I've been educated by a lot of you in the chat as well. So, listen, have a great time. Good luck with your MLB tomorrow. And we'll see you again soon anyway. Take care.